Welcome to Misery Loves Mandy, where comedians talk about miserable moments and whether or not they made them into jokes. This week's guest is Luke Null. He is an SNL alumni. He's also going to be performing at the Netflix is a Joke Festival in May. Well, he will be debuting clips from his special that's coming out, Pretty Songs, Dirty Words. He tells us a hilarious story to where he brought his dad to SNL to meet Keenan, and you have to hear how that went down. Make sure to like and subscribe, check out our Patreon, and thank you guys so much for watching. Let's get this ready.
Yeah, exactly. Pop them.
I'm always cheers to LaCroix.
Cheers. I always find it funny that on every LaCroix can they have innocent with an exclamation mark where it's like,
what is that?
I don't know what that means, but it feels like there's something nefarious.
No. Here we go. You have to say it like this. LaCroix. 0 calories, 0 sweetener, 0 sodium. Innocent.
But with an exclamation mark.
Oh, you're right. That's a big difference.
It's way creepier.
It is.
If it had no exclamation mark, it means you're not yelling it.
It would be way creepier if it was a question mark.
Innocent.
It's like, did you put alcohol in this?
They really did fuck up by not making hard seltzers first.
Oh my God.
Totally.
I've had this conversation a lot about like people who fucked up, because you think about it with stand-up, with every business. I forgot what podcast it was. It talks about like being one step ahead. I think it was about like Steve Jobs or something.
Sure.
Like innovators.
Yeah. All of the
innovators.
The hustle culture bros.
Yeah.
They love, They
love that.
You don't want to be reactionary. You want to be visionary.
Yeah, some bullshit. But it's true, like with like this, they could have been.
Oh, they could have had all of the hard seltzer money.
All of it. And then.
And why have they still not?
And they still do the wide can.
Right.
There's no tall, skinny can.
Oh, you're right. Well, sometimes they do the tall, skinny can. Sometimes they do the tall, skinny can, but it's like the LaCroix Selects, where it's like.
Oh, I think I have
the funky
seen
flavors.
This. Yeah. So they're on their way.
Yeah, get over yourself, LaCroix.
But
start making booze.
You know what's funny? I switched to I did dry January, and then
How'd it go?
It was good, actually. This was the easiest year it's ever been. Last year I was not happy.
The minute I say I'm going to not drink, the universe is like, here's a bunch of free booze. You know what I mean?
I know.
It just seems like there's some unspoken rule of like, the minute you say I'm not going to drink, there are 1,000 opportunities to drink. Yeah, come on.
Which I think is why this year was easier. It was the first time that nothing really came up.
Right.
Because usually it is like, fuck you.
And sometimes they know. I feel like businesses have kind of caught on to like the New Year's resolution. Like I feel like being on the road or whatever, it's funny. They'll always be like, the first few weeks of the year are always brutal because people are doing dry January. They're doing, I'm going to work out and I'm not going to eat chicken tenders at the comedy club, whatever it is.
All there is booze and chicken tenders.
That's all they got there. That's the whole business model. So they're like, there's a dip, the first few weeks of the year is like tough.
And then we're like, let's
and then
go
they're like, fuck
full
it.
force.
Yeah, then eventually you're like, I hate myself, and why did I even lie to myself at all in the first place?
It's a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
But I started drinking non-alcoholic beers because I have a problem.
Sure, well, but it's good.
It
helps.
It
just
did
having
help.
Something in your hand is like, okay, I'm out. I'm out and about.
It's crazy how it like tricks your brain. But I was like, they should have like a non-alcoholic White Claw, and I'm like, that's just a sparkling water.
I feel like I only a handful of times have I actually used White Claw, or no, like those as like mixers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they are good. Pamplemousse and a little tequila.
Oh yeah, probably hits.
Let's go. Oh yeah.
But then
a little Paloma action.
Oh yum. Yeah, Palomas are good.
Yeah.
I do hate though. This takes me back to like high school when I'm careful with my mixers now.
Sure.
Because you don't want to ruin it when there's not alcohol in it.
Right, you're right, because you do too many rum and cokes, and you're like, every Coke I drink now, I have the association that it should be boozy. I'm with you. So you were a high school drinker.
I was. Were you?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I was talking with someone the other day. They were saying like, I thought it was like a dead giveaway freshman year of college who had drank.
In high
school, and
for
who
sure.
had, because there's so many people puking their guts out on week one because they don't know.
Rookies.
They're rookies. They don't know. You just took half a bottle of whiskey and you don't drink to the face. Yeah, and you're puking your guts up now. I just remember being like, oh, I did that when I was 15.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I learned. I did that in my buddy's backyard.
Where it should be, your parents'
Right.
Your friend's parents' house is where you learn.
The parents who were cool enough to turn a blind eye and be like, as long as no one's driving. And honestly, I'm like, cool, yes, I agree. As long as no one's driving, go drink in our backyard. Yeah.
Would you be that parent?
No, but I would encourage my kids to have that friend. About the get the divorced dad energy.
Yes.
Friend's parent.
That's always who it was.
Totally.
I had one friend whose had their parents were divorced. I mean, everyone's, but both of their mom's and dad's house were the two party houses.
Oh yeah, they're at one-upping each other. It's almost like buying Christmas gifts, where it's like, well, dad lets me get fucked up on vodka. It's like, oh, well, we got to one-up dad.
Well, mom lets us smoke weed.
It's like, oh shit. Dad lets us do hand stuff. Okay.
Well, mom does heroin.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes she'll
you can
share.
Inject it. Yeah. Eyeball injections.
It is true though, but
good times.
I remember like my friends who were strict, like growing up, and then like they had the really strict parents.
My parents, we definitely had to we had a bar in our basement growing up.
Where were you?
I grew up.
Where were you born?
When I was born, I'm from Cincinnati.
Okay,
so
cool.
Little Midwestern drinking in the basement. Grew up in like a ranch style 1-story house, but we had the finished basement, and we had it was great. It was great. No complaints. But we had the bar in the basement. But when I got to high school, my dad stopped drinking for a few years.
Bad timing.
Terrible timing.
Really fucked up of him.
I know. I'm mad at him still. But then, of course, when I leave, he's back to drinking again.
Did he really?
Yeah. But like there was like a 3-year chunk there where he wasn't drinking, and it was like the pivotal years I was starting to drink. And so, of course, all that stuff in the basement was all water. I just refilled it with water because we drank all of it. And then like my friends kind of knew like we've exhausted any ability to drink at my house, so we have to venture out.
Move on.
The risk is too high. Yeah, my mom would have been pissed. But
my stepbrothers live at my dad's house, and we were just home for.
Where did you grow up?
Florida.
Okay, cool.
So no basement,
where in Florida?
but South Florida, like
Cool.
Fort Lauderdale, then West Palm.
Nice. I was just down in Fort Lauderdale a couple weeks ago.
Oh, how was it?
Fort Lauderdale, so fun, and I did the Boca Raton Black Box.
I just did it too. I did the small room though.
Yeah, me too. I wasn't supposed to, but the guy.
I've heard,
rough stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know that I'll be back.
I'm not going back either.
I'm not going back. That guy was like, that is the quintessential comedy club goblin kind of guy.
The tickets are so expensive. The room, just so you guys hear, I think I've probably talked about this already on here. It's just, there's TVs the whole side of the venue. It's just bright ass TVs.
Oh no, it's bad. it's bad from a mile away. The guy's a turd.
Yep.
The guy's a turd. He's a real asshole. Not that that's rare. There's a lot of comedy club owners that are kind of like, they're all different kinds of the same goblin. You know what I mean? They're all weird, but this guy, I was like, oh man, cannot wait to leave. But Fort Lauderdale, I had such a fun time. I did that the night before.
What venue did you do in Fort Lauderdale?
I did Don't Tells.
Oh, nice.
So fun. The best.
Yeah, now that they're out there actually is one in my hometown, like in my random hometown, a Don't Tell that popped up.
Gotcha. What's
in Wellington?
Okay, yeah.
So like horse people invade that.
Were you a horse girl?
No. Those were the people who came in and like took over.
Got you.
Our city.
Gentrifying horse people.
But then they leave. They like rent out all of your friends' houses with all their money and
Horse season.
Horse season.
I am familiar with that.
Really?
My cousin was married, her ex-wife, because horse season. Because she would go down to
Yeah.
Florida for like 6 months
It's
out
a
of the year.
long time.
Yeah. Tough.
Those
It's a
polo
tough
people.
life.
Oh.
Yeah. It was weird, though. They're weird people.
Yeah, what is the horse girl thing? I just always hear like people make fun of horse girl or like, but
Well,
what?
there's a class element to it, too. Because there's like horse girl who is rich enough to have a horse.
Okay.
And like pay for it to be stabled. And then there's like you work at the stables kind of horse girl.
Got it.
Where you like, my dream is to have a pony, but it's not gonna happen. And so you are like horse girl, like you're like prancing around in your backyard pretending you are the horse. You know what I mean?
That's a sad horse
Oh, it's a
girl.
much sadder horse. And I feel like most horse girls are that.
Wow.
Because it's so expensive to do horse
could only
stuff.
imagine.
Yeah. Just
Like-
how much they pay to have a horse stabled a year is like insane.
I'm
It's
surprised.
a full income to stable a horse and take care of a horse.
Yeah.
Horse
Oh,
girls.
man.
It's a dream though. The horse girls.
If I
out there.
could start over,
Mm-hmm.
I would 100% be a horse girl.
Oh yeah, me too. But I would be the kind that would be galloping in the backyard.
It's like their version of open micers.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
just
Yes,
that.
it's that. That's exactly right.
I went to last year. It was my brother's 30th.
Nice.
So we went to Puerto Rico.
How many brothers?
Just one.
Just one.
And we rode horses on the beach.
Nice. That's probably so fun.
Oh my God. It was like really cool. It was one of
Oh,
those. The rest of Puerto Rico sucked.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Where'd you go, San
recommend
Juan?
it. I think we went to like not a popular part.
Not San Juan.
No, it was like real deal. We're in Puerto
Gotcha.
Rico. And horses were the only thing I enjoyed the most.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, yeah. It's wild too because there's like I've only been able to ride horses in like very specific things, like where there's like a guy holding onto it, like when you're a kid. Like,
oh yeah,
like the live merry-go-round.
like at the fair.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
live merry-go-round.
They literally did have it. They had live merry-go-round where it was just like little kids get on little ponies and it goes in a little circle and that's it.
That's the only time.
No, I've done it, but stuff like that where it's
Okay.
not like. But there's a moment where you get on a horse and you're like, oh, this thing could kill me. Like it's allowing me to ride on it.
Yeah.
But if it freaks out and wants me to die and be gone,
Right?
it can absolutely do that at any time.
The
yeah.
second I got on that horse, I was like, don't think about Superman.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't think about Superman.
Oh yeah, that he broke his fucking neck and
Yeah.
yeah, Christopher Reeves.
Oh,
See, you can get Christopher Reeves real quick.
that's crazy.
I know. It's
Well,
tough.
we made it. We're okay.
You made it.
Thank God.
I rode a camel one time when I was at the zoo. That was
What?
sweet. Yeah, they had like a ride. Like I think I was a little kid, but it was like my birthday. We went to the zoo and there was a like ride the camel station. It's sweet.
That's
Those
pretty
things
cool.
are huge too. They're so tall.
I could only
They're
imagine.
big and tall.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd like to ride an elephant, but I don't know if it's fucked up.
I feel like I don't know either. I mean, like they're endangered, right?
Right?
I think.
It seems probably like a bad thing.
But at the same time, pretty cool.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Imagine like I would be that girl. I'm really bad at taking like trendy pictures.
Me too.
I can't do it.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
I,
I won't do it.
yeah.
I'm not good at the instinct to get my phone out
Yes.
is also just not in there for me.
No.
Like I'm like enjoying myself. I don't know. I hate it. I hate the act of taking a picture. I hate it.
And then I try to like, I'm like, should I try to like have this cool picture? But then I get so in my head that I hate myself for doing
Yeah.
it that I just take the time to do it. And then the picture's bad because I'm not enjoying doing it. And I'm in my head and I look like a poser.
And you're not even happy. You're just pissed.
No.
Yeah.
Ooh, what do you think? This is a fun one. What do you think about people who take pictures and photos? Pictures and photos.
Yeah.
Take pictures and videos.
There's all photos of them taking pictures.
Take pictures and videos of themselves crying.
I just like the idea of the.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
No, pictures and
them
videos
crying.
of them crying.
Look. I don't want to dogpile on the people because I think they're doing it as a like There's no reason to be ashamed that I'm crying.
That's true.
Just I think that that's what they think they're trying to say. But then like there's a point where you're like, okay. Now you're being like, it's a little look at me. We're like, I don't know. I understand like you want to like be front and center. It's okay to feel your feelings. It's okay to cry. No, I'm not coming down on you for crying. I'm coming down on you for instinctually pulling out your phone to document yourself crying 11 times in the last month.
Yeah.
It's like
that's the whole
tough.
thing. The instinct, like I'm crying, get it out.
I'm crying. Look at me experiencing my raw emotions. It's like if this is like one time ever, then maybe yeah. But like someone who was it? Someone did like a. I don't know. I'm not trying to put whoever on blast, but like a compilation of themselves crying.
Really?
Like here's me crying like 20 times.
Holy
I'm like,
shit!
Pretty wild.
Damn.
Not good. I mean, I'm worried about you, but I'm also like, don't be videotaping yourself. I think maybe don't videotape yourself crying all the time. It's weird.
I'm not. I mean, I have a problem where I keep, and I need to stop. This is my weird thing I do on my picture roll.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm bloated, I just will.
That's me all the time. That's at all times. At all times.
I keep taking pictures of my bloated belly.
See, just you're just like look at what we've got today.
I don't know why I do it. It's like. Like I have the most unattractive camera roll. I just take pictures of things that I'm like,
so funny. This
is wrong, and we need to document this and figure this out.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You're like, I need this to be able to show someone a doctor later.
It's so weird.
That is so funny.
So I have my own thing I do. No one's perfect.
My camera roll is, I'm sure, very rotten. Like. It's bad. I'm sure it could get me in trouble in terms of just like, but it's nothing like, it's more just like bad meme stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I love like cringy TikToks and stuff. I my feed is like cancerous. like it's rotten to the core. And my wife will like peek over and like, she'll be scrolling and it's like, cooking bids, travel stuff. Like, here's a little bit of YouTube drama or whatever it is. TikTok drama. And then it's like, she'll look over at mine and mine is like some insane woman screaming at her own comment section being like, whoever's sending me cups of live ladybugs has to stop. And I'm like, hard subscribe, comment, you dropped this queen. I don't like to cyberbully. I always say positive things.
Yeah.
But I like to be the one guy who says a positive thing in a sea of cyberbullying. Yeah. Like, looking great. Keep it up. Yeah.
The comment section, like, it's intimidating how funny everyone is.
It's there is like sometimes people go like sprinted to the comment section. You know? like but yeah, like there's something about TikTok where the funniest stuff really does make it to the top.
It does.
Like people have a gift for cyberbullying.
I'm impressed.
I am too. It's really funny stuff.
I don't have that skill.
I'm not good. I've accepted that like in the Twitter era because I think we are beyond it.
Yes.
Now
we are.
It's in the rear view, but like in the era of like, man, be funny in one sentence kind of thing. I've realized like that's not my strength. It can happen here and there. Even like with stand-up stuff, I started to realize like the TikTokification of needing to make like little teeny itty bitty baby clips. I'm not good at that. That's not the way my brain works. I need setup. Give me a second, and then what about that? You know,
it's weird how quick it needs to be. Like I started, I realized what works is like you just don't even post your setup.
I mean, you're probably right.
And
you're probably right. I just hate that. And then people will in the setup. I'll get ahead of like.
There was
what about this?
Yeah.
And then I'll just post. I have done that. Just posted kind of the funny part where I get ahead of whatever the comment will be in the setup. And then, of course, I just post the funny part. And they're like, but what about that thing where I'm like, yes, in the setup to that, I get ahead of that. I call that, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's a very loose example, but I don't know if you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, but I guess it's good because the more they comment, the more it like blasts it out or whatever. I hate it all. And I want to die thinking about it.
We don't have to talk about it.
I hate it
too.
I hate it.
I hate it so much.
Yeah.
But do you think it's such a weird like thing? Like now, it's harder and easier to make it at the same time. I feel like at least with it, you can make your own career.
Yeah.
That's the only positive.
Right now it is. I don't know what direction it's going to go because we are reaching a weird point where like there's so many people who have now like blasted off on social media and can, I think, and get booked at comedy clubs where I'm like, this person is not a stand-up comedian at all. There's a lot of them doing that.
A lot.
Where I'm like, and I've seen my fair share of them around town in LA, and you go, okay, that's what I thought. It's just not the same sport because there are some people who are like so funny and good on the internet, or they're really good at like the front-facing character videos or whatever it is. But then that does not translate to being expected to go up and perform an hour of stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
But so I'm always curious, like, what's your date like in the middle of the country where you're headlining, Kansas City? I'm sure they sell out.
They do sell out.
They sell out. So I'm like, part of it is just me talking from a place of jealousy, but I'm like, man, I wonder what your show is like. Like I'm like, what are you doing a lot of them do Q&As.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say I've seen that.
Wow. I'm just like, cool. You paid a ticket to be like.
Well, I think what needs to happen is maybe there's like a new thing. Like there's improv, there's sketch, there's stand up, and then maybe we need a new
just
name.
Just a live event, just grifting. I want money. Come see me live to just.
Yeah.
So you'll give me money.
Live performance.
Right. Yes. I guess. I don't know. It does bug me a little bit that like people are like, I'm doing stand up here. And I'm like, are you doing stand up though? Are you? Not that I'm some gatekeeper of what stand up is. I'm a guitar guy, but I don't know. But the answer is that we all just have to become influencers too.
Yeah.
Which
it's
is
part
fun.
of the job.
Kill me with a gun. I hate it.
It's got to be hard too doing musical comedy.
Yeah.
Like for short.
Oh yeah. Impossible. So no, it's like rewired my brain now. Like I've had so much trouble. I used to write longer things, things that would be like 4 or 5 minutes long that were a whole bit. There's a bunch of jokes throughout them, but like, you got to hear the whole thing for it to make sense, kind of thing. And now now my brain, I'm like, don't even make it rhyme. I'm gonna post this tomorrow and just vomit out some garbage. And people, sometimes people are into that, but I'm bad at it. I really am not good at it.
You post a lot.
It's all garbage. I just,
no.
I mean, not all garbage, but so much of it is just garbage.
I just repost. They hear me say this shit all the time. I just repost the same
the ones at work?
No, the same 10 jokes at different venues.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't have time.
And here's the thing. There are times when I'm like, oh man, I should post a video that did really well last year. And I will, and it'll do well again.
Right?
It doesn't make any sense. And no one cares.
No, and it shows to people who don't even follow you, so no one notices.
No one cares.
It doesn't matter.
Nothing
matters.
Yeah. I'm also not the person to ask it, when people are like, oh, you're doing the social media thing. I'm like, I really would rather die than I have no strategy. I'm just all I know. The only thing I found, a buddy told me, he goes, just post something every day.
Yeah.
He goes, it doesn't matter if you hate it. And I do. Meaning the clip. He's like, the clip could be bad. Mm-hmm. He goes, the machine wants to be fed.
I had a call with Instagram last week.
A call?
A call.
Damn.
I know.
I didn't even know they had a number.
They said, you've been doing great. Would you like to talk to somebody about your page? And I said, are they going to...
They reached out to you?
Yeah. And I thought they were going to murder me.
That sounds like we're going to erase you.
I
Yeah. We're going to make you disappear.
But this is the last thing. I'm so sorry we got into social media. I hate it so much.
Okay, you got to describe the call. Was it a Zoom call?
It was a phone call.
Okay, so you don't know how old the other person was.
She sounded young female, but not too young, actually. Not young like you would think. Maybe late 30s.
Oh.
40, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not the age you
I would
thought.
say not young.
Not young. I'm like, so young? That is so
Yeah.
young.
Well, it's not.
I'm kidding.
But I was thinking like 20-year-old.
You would think like, yeah. So
Like
older than you
intern.
would think.
Yeah.
Full grown adults, female, very upbeat. They're looking at your profile while doing this. So it's like they have proof.
Are you certain that this wasn't like a scam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was all through Instagram.
Gotcha.
And then
Because this feels like something a scam would do.
I know. It totally does. But no, there was no red flags.
Gotcha, cool.
So I'll tell you what they said, and then we'll never talk about social
love
media
it.
again.
Love it.
So she goes, because I was posting every day for, I think I was on month 7. And it was a lot. And
It's a lot. I hate it.
It's too much.
Yeah.
And she goes, you're posting too much. You don't have to post that much. It was probably like, let's call some people who might commit suicide. And
Yeah.
and let's tell them that they're doing too much.
Let's find some people who are dying and tell them you're enough. You're enough.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So she goes, you don't need, I see you post every day around 10. You don't need to post that much. She's like, it's really good to take a break.
Yeah, but then...
Yeah, but you will punish me.
Yeah, you'll punish me for taking a break.
And I don't want to be punished. She said 3 to 5 days at the same time every time you post.
Okay.
But the days don't have to be the same.
Okay. Right.
So random days, but the time has to be the same and 3 to 5 times a week.
Why are they calling you? Seems insane.
Isn't this really weird?
This seems insane.
I agree.
Like, why would they be like, we need to reach out to people?
Oh, this is why I think. Okay. So then we get to talk about me for a while.
Cool.
And then...
Love that for you.
It was nice.
Yeah.
And then it gets into why I think they're calling. I think they're trying to ask questions about threads. So they're like, we'll give you what you want if you talk to us about how you feel about threads.
Okay.
And they wanted me to do this one thing on threads that I completely forgot about, where I post, I wish I had my phone. I'll show you after. But it was something like tweet or post on threads.
It is it's tweet on threads.
Tweet on threads. It was pretty much like how I was like, so it sounds like you're telling me to say like to the universe what I want, but on threads. Like say, hi, threads. I want a stand-up career, to go on the road and enlist 3 things and to post it on your public threads.
That's insane.
And she said it's worked to where when you post this...
Oh, it's like a manifest thing?
But she said it's...
No. No, this is a liar. This is someone who's trying to trick you.
Isn't this weird?
That's insane.
I can't...
Absolutely not. Like, what do you mean this works? If you post, hi threads, I want to be a stand-up comedian. I want to sell tickets, get a comedy special. And they're like, it'll happen. Is what she said to you?
Yes.
That's unhinged. That's dangerous. That's insane.
She's like, but you could post less. Just do this like weird thing on threads.
Insane.
Yeah. And then she's like, and like, so like, say like you have a stand-up clip coming up, post like the first like 5 seconds of it on threads and be like, full clip coming out Wednesday on Instagram. It doesn't
live very well on threads.
No.
They don't have it. They like for things that talk to each other in our own, we're just talking about only social media this whole time.
Yeah. We'll get to the good stuff.
All the worst. It feels like if you do try to post a video on there, it's like, it looks like it's broken and isn't the place to post a video.
Yeah. So I think that they're trying to get us to post videos on threads. And I think that was the intention of the call.
Okay.
I don't know. It's all still very weird.
That seems weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I liked it at the same time.
Hey.
I wanted to hear what they had. I was like, what is this going to be?
Yeah. Yeah.
The funniest part was when she goes, so I see today's video, you posted the hashtag anxiety. That's a very popular hashtag or like overused hashtag.
Okay.
Which is so funny that anxiety is an overused hashtag.
Yeah, exactly. That people, yeah, exactly. Do you think maybe you guys are contributing to that?
And then
oh my gosh.
She says, make sure it works for this video, but for other videos, make sure they're not over 10,000 uses, like for each hashtag you use. But
that they're not over
10 million.
Oh, because that means it's not going to help it or
It's
whatever.
too much.
Question here. Who's searching by a hashtag?
I don't
find
know.
that it's like, I'm like, does this even make a difference? No. I've never once searched like anxiety. And you're like, whatever it is. Whatever I'm putting on my stupid fucking video that doesn't matter. Guitar, whatever. No one's just searching the word. I mean, not no one. There must be people searching it, but I'm like, it feels insane.
All of this. Oh man, I don't
End it all.
End it all. I don't know how we got into this. I'm so sorry.
No,
it's
cathartic to get it out.
Is it?
But the hate is real.
Okay.
Oh, the hate is real.
Okay. It's such a negative topic.
Yeah, but it's fun to be negative about it.
Okay.
It's fun. It's a solidarity.
Okay.
Play, I think.
All right, cool. Well, we're still that could be a weekly wiener, but that could totally be. But did you think of something for the weekly wiener segment? Is just like something.
Yeah, something that you're just like you get too pissed at that you shouldn't get too pissed at. Yeah.
Like social media.
Yeah, that probably is it. But I mean, I feel like it's easy to do like an airline one.
Oh my God, yeah. I've had some good airline ones.
But I'm going to go not airline one. I'm going to go driving in LA.
Okay.
All right.
Those are some It's tops.
I have like when first moved to LA, I was moving from living in Chicago and in New York City. So I'm not driving a car at all. But I grew up, in a driving culture, so I was used to it. People in LA, if you got people watching out there, are animals here. They're animals, right?
They really are.
And I mean, like they're dangerous. They're merging fast. They're not. They never use a signal. They're just in your face. They're it's fuck you and move on, right? I've started when I first moved to LA. I was like, these people are animals. I hate these people. But now I've become an animal.
You're the animal.
And now I get more pissed off at the people who are like very indecisive drivers.
Yes.
Where I'm like, if you're giving me a signal and I make room for you, I made room for you. I give you a 3 count. I'm like 1, 2. All right. Sorry. Like what do you want me? The people that are too passive driving pisses me off way more than the asshole that just cut. Because the asshole that cuts you off, at least. We're moving and we're going. I feel like LA is so shitty because there are people who are like indecisive and won't just turn. People that won't turn left, like they'll wait a whole light. And I'm like, if we're gonna be here all day,
yes,
we're gonna do one car at a time. If you don't, you gotta get out there. I get so pissed.
The indecisive driver is a good one, because I'm very like, my mom hates like being out here when I'm driving because I go like, I'm like,
oh, my wife hates driving with me. But I'm like, I don't get in wrecks.
Right, I'm a safe driver. We've just figured out the game of it.
Yes, you have to be a little aggressive here. Otherwise, you're not going to get where you're going.
So I am still nice. We're nice drivers.
Midwestern.
So I do the same thing. If someone has their blinker on, I will go that.
Absolutely. I'll give you a little beep beep. Give you a little flash. Come on.
But I do set on fire when they don't go.
It pisses me off.
Because I'm like, I was trying to be nice.
Yes. I had a good heart, and you abused my kindness. And then you made me look like a jerk to the people behind me because they saw me try to let you in and then say, fuck you.
Yeah, now you've embarrassed me.
You've embarrassed me. Shame on you. There's something to that, though, of like, I've become what I once hated.
Yeah. Well, I've always hated like slow turners.
Yeah.
Like when someone's making a right turn and they like, I shouldn't have to slow down for you to turn right.
I agree.
Or full stop then turn right.
Yes.
You're like, God damn it.
I'm like, yes, you're gonna take a half mile to slowly come to your right turn. I'm like, you gotta go.
Go, bitch,
just
go.
You're in LA. Go.
Unless you're old. Do whatever you want.
There's a lot of old people that I do go by, and it makes me more ageist by the day. Where I'm like, it should be taken away from you. What you just did proved to me that you should not be permitted to drive anymore.
Yeah.
I do think that there should be another like driver's test when you turn like 65.
Is there not?
Or whatever, like 70.
70 would be a good.
70 feels like you are now back to being a 16-year-old where you have to do the cones again and you got to like demonstrate to me that you can
Yeah. Oh, but that would be the saddest thing ever.
Yeah.
I mean, safe, but sad.
I mean, they're blind. They're like, they can't see. Like my grandma is 90 years old.
Oh, wow.
She doesn't drive anymore.
Good.
But that's like a new thing that we're like, grandma, it's been, the axe has dropped and grandma's not allowed to drive anymore. You know what I mean?
Did she still want to drive?
I mean, she wants to be able to get around. She
Yeah.
didn't want to be like, have to rely on other people to drive her around. But it's like, you've come to the point where it's like, you're blind.
Yeah.
You behind a car is like actually murder.
Oh,
like you can't see, so you should not be behind the wheel of a car.
Yeah, there definitely needs to
simple.
do the other test.
I remember being a kid, or no, I think I was getting my license in California, and I had to like redo the written part of the test, right?
Oh.
And so I'm doing doing the written part of the test. It's easy, like, but then you are also having to do the eyesight test, and this old man was ahead of me, and I had to like wait for him, and so I'm seeing him do the test, and he's just failing hard, and the guy's like, and the guy goes, all right, he fails with his glasses off, and the guy goes, okay, do you have eyewear? And the guy goes, yes. He goes, okay, now try this again with your glasses on. He just hard fails again, just absolute fails again, and I'm like, what are we doing? And they still gave him his license again.
Really?
They're like, the guy behind the thing was like, all right, well, like it was for show.
Oh.
Like I think if you're old, they're just like, okay, well, you know.
I mean, I do feel bad, but that is not good.
No. This should be the point where you drop the axe and go, you're blind, you can't drive anymore.
Why did he give it to them?
Well, he just was like, big line, and he's like, all
Yes,
right,
keep
keep
it
going,
moving.
you're good.
Damn.
Beep, you're good. Yeah.
It's funny. My wiener is actually a driving wiener too. So my friend is from New York, and he came to do my podcast yesterday during the LA marathon.
Right.
I knew the marathon was coming, and
I got up early to go see the Kenyans.
You saw?
Yeah, I wanted to see the people in the
the
front.
front.
Yeah.
It is impressive.
Hauling ass. Yeah.
I don't know how they do it. But this is one of those days where you don't drive in LA.
No, you can't.
But I had to.
It's shut down.
It's shut down. And of course, he was like 2 miles away, but right through Hollywood Boulevard.
Good luck.
In Sunset. And I said, I was so tired. We had a show the night before, and it was just one of those where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to think about it. I'm going to put it on maps, and whatever way it tells me to do it, I'm going to just go. So I look, and it says 30 minutes and 2 miles away. And I said, okay, that's great. It knows how to get there.
Right.
Let's just go.
You trusted Waze, didn't you?
I trusted Google Maps.
Right.
Or
yeah.
Apple Maps. It didn't make any sense because it took me up a mountain, all the way up and down past the Hollywood Bowl, and then up Franklin, and then just went right into the marathon.
It was just like, and next you'll be Charlottesvilling all of the runners. Just take your car through all these runners, please. And go.
What is that? That's like a trick that's just like, okay, you will go up and around the hill and think you're going to avoid it, and then we're going to put you...
And it's like, and then go right through Sunset Boulevard and kill all these runners.
Isn't that crazy?
It's so stupid. I mean, it doesn't know, right?
It
should know.
So I looked and I put it out. It was all red. So I had to re-download Waze. And then Waze got me there. But wouldn't Maps know if a road shut down?
It should, but like, how many times must I be burned?
It's my fault.
My wife's always like, trust Waze or trust Google Maps, trust whatever it is. And I'm like, I've just been hurt before.
So many times.
I've been hurt so many times. And so I'm like, is there no in between where I'm like, normally this way is pretty fast. You know? But then I've also been bad too, where I'm like, normally this way is faster. And then I put us in the worst situation ever. And she's like, you should have done what it said. And I'm like, I'm going to kill you.
But it's hard. You don't know what to trust.
You don't know what to trust. It's
Usually
hard.
Your own is right over theirs.
If it's like around where you live and you know the area, if it's a place where you're driving all the time, trust your instincts and ignore it.
Yeah.
But if you're like on the other side of the city and you don't really know where you're going, you're like, this feels better. That's what gets you into trouble. You're like, oh no, I'm having to turn left at a at a stop sign on a busy, it's never going to happen.
Yeah. I think they do it on purpose just to move us out of the way.
I think so.
But
yeah,
that is a reoccurring wiener. I get, but I think you're right. I think I'm in the wiener for just following it.
Well, you gotta in a situation like the LA Marathon where it's like basically the city is bisected and there's no going south of here until they're done. It's a section of 5 hours of the day. It's going to be chunked out like. Yeah, I mean, I try not to get pissed at Waze for that, or like Google Maps or whatever for that stuff. But it's like, no, fuck you. You should know. Fuck you.
Louis C.K. has a funny joke. I don't remember the joke, but it's something about like he was on an airplane and everyone was bitching because it was delayed.
He's like, we're gonna fly through the sky. Like we're going to soar through the air. Yeah.
So I was thinking about that joke while I was like mad at Google Maps. I'm like, we're like still a new generation to have maps on our phone.
Totally. Oh, I feel like that's something I kind of romanticize. Is like I was kind of late to having a smartphone. Like I moved to Chicago and I didn't have a smartphone, and so I remember having to go to like job interviews, and I would like have to look up like MapQuest before I left. I'm like, all right, I'm going to take the train. I'm going to get off this way, and if I get off the train and I see the lake, go away from the lake a couple blocks, And it made me learn the city. Like I learned the city so fast because I didn't have maps.
That's why I'm awful with directions.
See, I'm really good with directions. That's like.
Yeah.
That was my degree was GIS, was like computer-based mapping.
So you didn't go to school for music?
Oh God, no. God, no.
Wait, so what did you get your degree in?
GIS, Geographic Information Systems.
Damn.
Yeah, like cartography.
I've never even heard of any of this.
It's my parents helped me pay for half my school, and so they were like, if we're helping you pay for it, you're not doing like theater or And so I was like, okay. They're like, get a degree you could work at some office job. And I'm like, okay.
I did the same though. I got my business degree.
Right.
And I wanted after high school just to go to LA, but I had Florida prepaid, so like since I was a baby, so I'm like, I'm gonna get the degree.
Yes.
And I feel like with music stuff, I would have done theater, but I'm like so not musically inclined, and
Gotcha.
I'm not like theater person.
You didn't do the plays and stuff growing up?
I didn't do the plays.
Oh, I was definitely that guy. Well, yeah, it became very clear that sports were not going to be my outlet. And my dad, to his credit, was like, let's pivot. Because he definitely wanted me to play sports, and then right away it was like, you've embarrassed me nonstop. Let's get you involved in something else. Yeah.
Let's pivot. It's a good dad.
It was, yeah, to his credit, and he just wanted me to do something.
Yeah.
And same with my mom. They were like, as long as you're involved, great. And
so you did theater in high school?
Oh, totally.
What was your favorite thing that you did?
I mean, I always had fun doing the musicals. I did I think probably the most fun one was like Grease.
Oh, I'm sure.
Grease was really fun.
Oh, that was outfits?
Oh, yeah. Did the leather jackets. And, yeah.
That would be awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was a whole thing. My girlfriend was Sandy.
Oh, shit.
But I wasn't Danny Zuko.
Oh,
I was
who
one
the
of the
fuck
other
was
guys.
Danny?
Freaking Cole.
Cole.
Shout out to Cole.
Damn, Cole.
But I was like 16, and I was like, oh, Cole's gay. We're cool. I was like, Cole is not interested in my girlfriend.
That's perfect. If you could have had anyone, it could have been. It was like, perfect to have Cole.
No, it really was. Great guy, love him. But like sometimes when you do like those plays and you like spend all that time with that little group of people like that. So like I kept up with those guys for a long time. The Greasers. Yeah.
That's fun.
It was very fun.
Yeah, if I could have sung or done anything like that, I probably would have been into it. But I played soccer and lacrosse, and I was like, that's good.
Oh, yeah.
Comedy was so, like, left field.
I mean, not an option in high school.
No, there's...
And maybe, I wonder if it is now.
I don't know. I feel like these days there has to be more. When I was in college doing my business degree, not as cool as yours, though.
Oh, yeah. Very cool. It's very cool. Well, business stuff, there's like... I don't know, clubs for like, there's like business fraternities
I don't.
that led it. You know, I knew some people that were just like, this is my business group that we hang with. And I'm like, cool,
Good for
neat.
you. Yeah.
But yeah, it seemed fun. I'm like, nah.
No, I just wanted to get the hell. So where did you go to college?
Went to OU, Ohio University, state
Okay.
school.
All I know about Ohio is Cedar Point. Went
Cedar
there.
Point rocks. Oh, yeah.
That was fun.
Great coasters. Really good coasters.
Really good coasters.
Oh, yeah. So honestly, probably the best roller coaster park in the country.
It was so much fun.
It rocks. Cedar Point is, I'll go down swinging. And I grew up right next to, I'm from Cincinnati, so the opposite side of the state. We had Kings Island, which was a big roller coaster park too.
I don't think I've been there. I
Good.
have to ask my dad.
But Cedar Point was like, we're not even going to argue. Cedar Point's better. But Kings Island rocks too. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we had the world's only looping wooden roller coaster.
Fuck that.
And it got shut down because people got hurt.
Oh my God. Did you know if anyone died?
People have died at Kings Island, and I know all the different deaths.
Really?
But not on that coaster. People at the end of the roller coaster, because it was so rickety and wooden and humongous, it would stop really abruptly at the end, and it broke a bunch of people's ribs one time.
Oh,
like it stopped and just like shattered rib cages. Yeah, good times.
Crazy.
And they had to level it to the ground.
Holy
the son of
shit.
Beast.
It was the son of Beast.
The son of Beast. R.I.P.
Damn.
It was a fun coaster though.
You've ridden it?
Oh yeah. A bunch, a ton.
Holy shit, that is so scary.
Oh, it was, yeah. That hurt. It did hurt. I remember it even as a kid being like really abrupt ending. We were going 50 miles an hour and then just stopped. Yeah.
Wooden roller coasters are terrifying. They're just like,
I kind of love that though. I kind of love it.
Oh my God. Yeah, my dad would take us to different theme parks every summer.
Nice.
So we would
That's fun.
It was so fun. We would I think we've been to that's why I'm wondering if we went to that one. But I think Cedar Point was like the farthest because from Florida. And we drove.
Super far.
That was, I think, the farthest one we went to.
It's fun. It's on the lake.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
But now I can't do roller coasters because
I'm too old.
my equilibrium.
I feel like I'm concussed and I want to vomit now. I'm like, God, I'm old.
Why does that happen? And we're still young.
We're young enough, but I do think like when you turn to your left and turn to your right and you see like a bunch of 14-year-olds, you're like, this is who it's for.
That's the age.
You're meant to be shaken baby syndrome.
Oh,
yeah.
Man, yeah. The last time I just did the small one, that California Adventure.
Yeah.
I puked right after in front of everybody.
See?
It's
tough. I don't know. Maybe we're just like, maybe it's like ripping a bong when you have no tolerance for weed anymore. Maybe we
lost our
coaster tolerance.
Our coaster tolerance is too low.
My wife and I, right when like COVID stuff started opening back up, we did Six Flags up in the
I haven't been
up the 5. I mean, great. It's a great park. Lots of good roller coasters in there. There's one roller coaster that like fucked us up so hard. If anyone's ever ridden X2.
Oh no!
Shout out to X2. I'm going down the camera. Shout out to X2. You made me never want to ride roller coasters ever again. It was like it's the most extreme roller coaster I've ever ridden.
What was it like? Like fast, high loops, everything.
The thing that fucks you up is the seats. Like it takes forever to get into the seats because they have to look like you're going in. The seats can flip on their own.
Oh shit!
So you're like it's like a train, but your seats can flip.
I've seen that.
And so you never get your bearings because at least when you're riding a roller coaster, you can like see like, oh, we're about to go up a loop.
Yeah,
like
you
I
know
know
where
what
you're
this
going.
feels like to go up through a loop. Whereas like this, you're constantly not knowing what's happening. And it actually gives you the fear of you're gonna die because you can't see where you're going or you're going up the hill on your back. You know what I mean? Like you're going down the first hill like head first.
God.
It's really, I mean, I could imagine being 14 and loving it, but I got off of it and I like looked at my wife and her eyes looked like she had been concussed. Like her eyes looked like she had been drinking all night. She's just like, I gotta sit down. I'm like, yeah, that fucked me up.
That sounds like insanely intense.
X2, yeah, don't do it.
I will never
Don't
do that.
Here's the thing. I've told friends about that experience about that coaster, and they were like, "Would you do it again?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I would. I think I would." Now I know what it is. I would do it again.
And at least one more time with the
the knowledge that I'm gonna be maybe if I know that you're gonna feel like you're gonna fly out of this thing and die the whole time.
Oh no.
Yeah, good times.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of things. It's just so weird. I guess it's like fun. We've experienced that stuff when you're younger, but it's still sad. Like I still want to do things.
Right.
We went to a bar for St. Patrick's Day. Everyone in Santa Monica, which is like, it was
Which one?
We tried going very basic to Jameson's.
Right.
No standing room.
Those places are so packed on St. Patrick's Day. I just can't do it.
I forced myself to go because I never do shit like that anymore. And then we get into this other bar, and I wanted it to be fun, and it was just like one of those moments where like a good reminder
I'm
of
too
like
old for this shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like, I get it. Like in Chicago, live in Chicago, St. Patrick's Day is huge in Chicago. So they dye the river green.
Oh, yeah.
It's very fun. But it's like people lose their fucking minds and they drink to the point where like the times when I saw people like, oh, that guy's going to die. Like he just, that doesn't look good. Like,
I'm sure.
It's pandemonium. I don't miss living in Chicago during St. Patrick's Day, but it is like a sight to behold that it's like a big deal. Here, it's not that big a deal.
No.
But there's a handful of Irish bars that just get clogged up. And I'm like, I'm not doing that.
It was
not doing that.
Not fun. Yeah. Did you go to Chicago for Second City?
I moved there to do that stuff. So I did like all of the other ones. Kind of didn't do too much at Second City. But all of the other improv schools and all that stuff, I was like up in their business.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I never really dipped too much of a toe over at Second City, just here and there.
I've never been.
It's great.
I'd like to see it. I went to the Groundlings.
Nice. That's Second City, but here.
Yeah, I did that whole thing.
Yeah.
Lots of money.
I hear it's brutal.
Very brutal.
It's definitely similarly like it's a machine in Chicago. Like it's a lot of money. It's a lot of time. They kind of demand that you swear fealty to them, you know, like, and so I was like, oh, I want to be able to be doing stuff all over town all the time because there's a million places in Chicago to perform. But yeah, I don't know that I was ever going to be cut because in Second City, they make you like dress up in like suits and like you
really
kind of, you're in like semi-formal wear when you perform.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There's a look that Second City is going for, and I was not that. And like a flavor of comedy also that I was not necessarily. I don't know. Maybe I'm just rewriting history, but I don't know. I don't know that I would have fit in there.
Yeah, the one here wasn't really much at all. So I did one class there, and
it's pretty much just classes. Like, they didn't have like a theater. Or if they did, it was a classroom.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, there's not much there, which is crazy that it's so iconic. Yeah, and then that and nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Groundlings was tough. I wouldn't change it, but I would have changed it. I would have done it less.
You would have done less Groundlings.
I would have just stuck to stand up more.
Yeah.
And that's so much better.
It feels a little like you gotta like really kiss the ring over there to get
big time.
You have to do that in stand up too.
Yeah.
But over there it's like even clickier.
I felt less than for sure
and
there.
They want, I think that's the desired. They want you to be like, because you have to like audition for the classes at a certain point.
Yeah, even to get in.
Right, even to get in.
Even to get in.
Come on now.
Yeah. So.
No.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
What's done is done.
Yeah. Yeah, not in Chicago. They'll take anybody.
Get me your money. Come on in.
For real, though. That's how they make money. 20-year-olds move to the city and they want your money. Or 22-year-olds like me.
To be that green again.
It's a fun community. The improv community is fun and welcoming, and it's a good time.
It was fun, like especially since we both went to college or something else.
Yeah.
Like then getting to go do the thing you wanted to do.
Totally.
You're like, I'm doing it.
Oh, totally. And I was lucky enough to do it in college as like a student group too, on the side.
Oh, nice. I did outside classes too.
And I loved that. That kind of was the bug that bit me. And then I was like, I'm going to move to Chicago. I'm gonna do it. And then you're like, oh, you can't make any money at this ever.
But it costs a lot of money.
And it costs a lot of money to do. Yes, it does.
Perfect. They got us.
Good time.
We did it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh well.
All right, for this segment, did you think of do you like have anything about an embarrassing moment that you made
Into a bit?
Or that you didn't? Like, it's funny to think of the ones
that you didn't. You're like, this is too shameful. I guess I was thinking, because I was like, what are ones that I made into a bit? Because I'm like, it's funny. It made me have to kind of grapple with like, how much of my bits am I being vulnerable in any way?
Yeah.
Meaning like sharing a personal embarrassing story. And the answer is so little. Like I'm so shielded from I give so little of myself.
A lot of comics have this. It's really either all or nothing with people.
Yes, either it's your your therapy on stage, or I'm just like completely not vulnerable at all. I'm definitely like I think over the years I've been better at like telling more personal stuff.
Yeah.
But so I definitely thought of a thing that was like, oh, this was very embarrassing, and I made it into a bit. And it was, my dad was, the year I was at SNL, my dad was going through pancreatic cancer.
Oh,
and so my dad was like dying, right?
What?
Yeah, so that was tough.
Holy shit, what fucking awful timing.
It was bad timing. But my dad is a turd.
Okay.
I love my dad. And so he survived. He survived.
Yay.
But he's a turd.
No.
So he's like, racist, and like he just runs his mouth. My dad runs his mouth. I'm not gonna do the whole bit, but I have to do a preamble of like, my dad runs his mouth.
Okay, we got it.
Love him. Glad he's alive. Turd.
Okay.
He's a turd. But he was dying, and it did not look good. Like he was like 111 pounds. He was skeletal and jaundiced, and he was looking like a turd circling the drain.
Oh,
He was not looking good.
Damn.
And he was like, I really do want to see an SNL taping though before I die. And
He
like,
wanted to go?
He wanted to come, and I'm like,
Stop.
and I'm like, okay, fine. And he's like, I was like, we can get you a taping for sure. He's like, yeah, man, I really want to meet Keenan. And I went, what are you going to say to Keenan?
Oh, shit.
Because I'm like, I need to pre-approve.
I just put two and two together.
Yeah. There's a lot. But like, my dad was always like the kind of parent where he would like sit down and watch a lot of my shows with me growing up to make sure that they were like, that he was cool with it, me watching whatever it was. So he knew who Keenan was from Good Burger, and so he was like, I want to ask him like if all that was fun. And I went, okay. He's like, I want to ask him if Good Burger was cool. And I went, okay. And he goes, I want to ask Keenan if Lori Beth Denberg was nice. And Lori Beth I was like, that's a deep cut, but that is a child actor from all that in the 90s.
Yeah, that was the white girl.
Yes, exactly. She was like the weekend update, the kids' weekend update or whatever.
So random.
Very random, very deep pull, but that's kind of how his brain works. I'm like, very random, very deep pull, weird. And I go, okay. And so he comes to the show. After the show, I flag down Keenan. I'm like, hey, Keenan, this is my dad. My dad like waddles over and like,
Did you warn Keenan like?
I didn't. I should have. That my dad was like on death's door.
Yeah.
But he like waddles over to Keenan, and he goes to shake Keenan's hand, and he leans down and cartoonishly sniffs Keenan's fingers, like, and he goes, "Damn, Keenan, your fingers smell like Lori Beth Denberg."
No fucking way did this really happen.
It really happened. And I'm like, stop. I'm just like, no. And so I'm like, I'm so sorry. Keenan, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I like got my dad away. I'm like, what the fuck is your problem, dude? I'm like, I'm gonna get fired already.
Oh my God.
Don't give them more reasons to fire me. But Keenan was really cool about it because he was just confused. He didn't really know what he was doing. He was more weirded out that his hand was being sniffed by a dead man.
No shit.
So that was weird. That was jarring enough. Afterwards, I'm like texting Keenan, being like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, my dad was making a fingering joke about you and Lori Beth Denberg. And he was like, oh, I get it now. And then he was very gracious about it. He was like, that's hilarious. You don't have to apologize to me. you know, Keenan was the coolest, but like, I'm just like, God damn it.
Oh,
So embarrassing.
that is so embarrassing.
This is like the exact scenario I wanted to avoid, is this kind of shit.
I don't think there's a way in hell like Keenan's ever forgot about that. Do you think?
Instant forget.
You think?
Instantly he forget. I bet if I brought it up to him, he would remember it. But
Okay.
he's the kind of guy where he was like, oh, fuck it. You know.
Holy shit.
Weird, but whatever.
That is so weird.
Really, really, really very weird.
And you knew something was going to happen, and it happened.
I knew he was going to run his mouth, and he just couldn't shut the fuck up.
Oh my God.
Goddamn asshole. Yeah, sorry I'm cussing so much.
Oh no, this is nothing. This is
but oh my God, so cringe. So cringe, so embarrassing. Horrible.
Can you make a song about your dad sniffing Keenan's fingers?
I tell the story and then I sing a song about me writing it from the perspective of if he had died. I wrote a song thinking he was going to die. And he survived. Yeah.
That's a really good one. See, I do think like it's like the older you get, it is when you talk about more vulnerable stuff. Like it definitely like
you've lived more.
Yeah.
You've got more experiences to talk about.
Yeah, but
when you're 22, anytime you see a really young, sorry, I'm still.
Yeah. No, you're not. No.
But you know what I'm saying? Like when you see a really young stand-up comedian, I don't hold it against them. I'm just like, they can be very funny. I've seen plenty of very funny young people, but every once in a while I go like, oh, you haven't like, how could you possibly? You haven't even lived your life yet at all yet.
No.
You know?
For sure.
Yeah.
And I would always gonna say was that like you're also just not comfortable enough and like you're not grounded in yourself enough either.
Yeah, you don't know what the instrument you're working with yet, kind of.
So it's like all those layers.
But sometimes it's fun to watch. Like I love LA. People I think sometimes from outside of LA will dog on the stand-up scene here to some degree. And some of it's very warranted, and some of it I totally understand. Some of it isn't. And I think one of the things that I actually really like here is, the community it is a little bit more disparate and broken up, and it's hard to feel like we are all one as like the stand-up community because it's so big and huge, and everyone's running around so much.
Yeah.
But there are times over the years where you see someone like 6 years ago when I first moved here, and you go, man, this person, they're kind of funny. They're a really nice person, but they're not great at comedy, but they're good to be around. So then, you see them over the years and you're like, oh no, they've gotten so good.
Right?
Like people it's fun. You see people you develop and get really good. And you're like, and I'm so happy and I root for them.
I completely agree. I love that.
Love it.
Like there'll be people where you think, oh, they just don't have it.
Some people just don't. Usually I can go, they just don't. I'm not usually wrong about but it's like they're okay. They're good hang.
Yeah.
But I'm like, they're working it out. And then you go, no, they got great. They figured out what works for them. And yeah, I love that.
It is nice. And then I'm like it just like, that's why the one thing is like our stage time is important, at least for growth at a certain rate.
Totally.
Because like a lot of the people who like those scenarios that I've noticed is they either like went on the road with somebody or like
you just got the chance to perform a bunch.
Oh my God. You're like, fuck. That is so crazy what that will do.
It's also different. Like it's almost like track and field, like different events based on how long you're doing. Because I liked opening for people where you're doing like 20, 25 minutes, which is great. Like I love, like to me, that's the perfect length. But then when you're up there, like on the road doing like your headlining, you're doing an hour or like 50 minutes of comedy. It's a different sport. You're running a marathon. So like a lot of the way you pace out your jokes and your shows, you can't do that for 50 minutes. You have to. You got to find ways to let it live and breathe differently. But like in LA, it's a lot of 10, 12, 15-minute kind of things. Or like open mic, it's so short.
Oh my God.
Where you're like 5, 6, 7 minutes where it's like, good luck. Good luck being able to get anything going.
Yeah, how are you supposed to prep for the road with that?
It's not helpful. I started to realize it's just not helpful for me. It's not helpful because then if you don't do your thing that you wanted to try out doesn't go well, then you just leave feeling like shit, and there was no reason that you even went. But like in the 12-minute set, you're like, the first thing worked, and then the second thing, it didn't really work. But you're like, at least you can be like, this, you can take something from a bad set, but not.
Yeah, I need something good to hold on to get me through it.
Yeah, you gotta. Open mic too. Sometimes it teaches you bad habits, because when something goes really well at an open mic, it means it went really well in front of a bunch of weird, sad comedians. And you're like, this kills at open mics.
Yeah.
And then you take that on the road and you're like, oh, real people hate this. Real people with jobs hate this.
If something works at an open mic, it's not going to work at a show. It's kind of like if it doesn't work at a mic, you should feel good about it.
I'm not even exaggerating. Like, yeah, it shouldn't be an indicator of what is good for the road, at least.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. That's why I had to stop going to them. I'll
they're bad.
Pace in my apartment and say things out loud, and like that's like my better way of working on things.
It is. There is a certain amount of like going to the gym where you're just like you need reps to like just get it out.
Yeah, just say it.
Just say it and get the pacing. And
I have to pee so bad. I'm so sorry. I'll be right back.
No, totally cool.
I have a small bladder. I don't know if you've heard the jokes about it.
I have heard your jokes about having to pee. You pee the bed. I know you pee the bed. That's hilarious.
Much better. Then as I go to drink more pamplemousse.
Yeah, as you immediately start chugging. I didn't do any bits while you were gone. I considered it, but I almost was like, this is my show now.
You should have.
I didn't. I resisted the urge.
That's so funny. What is it like on SNL if you have to pee?
You just have to piss yourself while you're in the scene.
Did you ever have to pee yourself during a scene?
No. I feel like because the actual thing, when it's going, I feel like you piss. You have moments, when you're going to be like, this isn't going to be quick. I'm in this one, and then I'm right back to back. There's people that like help you quick change your costumes and stuff. But yeah, you're not up there for long enough in a row to not be able to pee.
That's good.
I'm
really worried about when I get it,
Yeah, that you're like, I'm going to be in 11 back-to-back sketches. And it's like, most of the time you're like, the worst case, you're in like 3. But I was barely in the show at all. But like, you're not, you have moments to go pee.
Yeah.
You know when you have like a breather to go pee. Yeah.
I thought like it would be fun on like a special just to put a porta potty on stage.
So that you could stop in the middle, take the mic in there with you, and still be doing jokes in the porta potty.
Yeah.
That would actually be pretty funny.
You just filmed a special, right?
I did. I've been editing it up. It's stressful editing, but good. It's coming together.
So you're editing it yourself?
I got some editors doing it, but yeah, had to like move around editors a little bit, but it ended up for the best. And the editor that I have now is great. It but it's a whole process. It sucks.
Yeah, I've heard like you have to like film completely like everyone. You had an album before? I had an album before. I did like an audio only album with 800 Pound Gorilla back right when I got fired from SNL. But that was like, it sucks because that was like a year before everyone was doing just like kind of more DIY, like just shooting. Like it didn't even occur to me that I should set up a bunch of cameras. Yeah, because everyone did albums.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, it was easier that way, but I'm like, I wish I would have had, that stuff on camera, but oh well.
Well, now's the time.
Now's the time.
But it's crazy. Like an editor it's like make or break it.
Oh, I know.
Sounds like you know.
I know. A lot of it is like having to kind of kill your darlings and being like, we don't need this or this.
Yeah.
What's really hard is when like there's like a bit that you have done a million times that goes really well, like all the time, that like during this taping it didn't go. It wasn't that it was terrible, but you're like, this didn't really get the pop that I normally get. You're like,
yeah, you know what it deserves.
Yeah, we're like, damn. So like having to cut things that I know work other times, but it didn't work on the camera. So I'm like, but I'd rather cut. If it didn't work on the camera, it didn't work, and that's fine. I'll do it. You can still do it live, and it works. But
yeah. And then the next special, you still have it.
There you go.
They-
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want to think about that right now.
Yeah, exactly. Kill me. No. But it's more just like part of a bit that, I've had to just like edit around, be like, crap, I have to take out that joke that I really like, but that crowd that time didn't.
What the hell's wrong with them?
LA. I do blame LA.
Where did you film it at?
I shot it at Dynasty Typewriter.
Okay.
Which I love. It's
Yeah,
the best.
it's a good venue.
Oh my gosh. It's such a great place. I love it there. One of my favorite places to perform in LA.
Well, maybe, yeah. Well, happens.
I'll be happy with it once it's all said and done.
Do you know when you're going to release it, or are you just taking editing?
Yeah. We don't know when we're putting it out, but we're, they're going to try to shop it around. We'll see. I'm not holding my breath, but taking the dang meetings. So we'll see.
That's all you can do.
Oh, yeah.
It's like LA in a nutshell. It's such like a balance of being like optimistic.
Yeah, a little delusional.
Little delusional. But like realistic.
Yeah. I think that's the way you should be. Mm-hmm. Is like, you don't want to put all your chickens in one basket, but it's expensive shooting a special.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's a lot of money. So you have to be like, is there a path for me to make any of this money back?
Yeah.
And for me, I would be just fine and dandy to put it on YouTube and have anyone be able to watch it. And then hopefully it can be a nice business card of like, look, here, I made a cool thing. Come see me live. And then I can make it back that way. But I don't know.
It seems like everyone's doing YouTube mainly now.
There's a lot of YouTube. I think we'll see. I mean, it would be cool to be on one of the streamers, but one that like people have.
Yeah, I know.
There's a lot of people trying to be like, I'm putting my thing on Blink TV, and I'm like, what is Blink TV? Mm-hmm. And they're like, they were the person that gave me any money for it. I'm like, see,
because you want people to see it. That's why you made it.
I would rather anyone be able to see it easily and not make money than take a little bit of money and no one see it.
Yeah,
and have it be buried.
I would do the same thing 1,000%.
Yeah.
And then just grow your audience from there.
Yeah. I mean, you're doing this, which is the way it seems like the thing to do now. I got to do this too.
Yeah.
How much of a pain in the ass is this?
Now I've gotten it down.
Yes.
And podcasting has been my favorite thing I've ever done.
Yes.
I definitely never saw that coming.
That's fun.
My boyfriend hates the P word.
Sure.
I'm a big, it's
casting.
You know, when you just love something so much, it's all you talk about.
Yeah.
But it needs to chill.
He's like, let it breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah, that's the special right now. My wife is like, I don't want to hear, because it's been a source of stress. And money suck.
Yeah, it's a lot. Anything that is gonna be important is not easy.
I know, it's tough. It's a lot, and it's a lot of stuff that I don't know what I'm doing, which isn't a good feeling. Mm-hmm. I've learned a lot doing this, but yeah, it's an expensive thing to be learning on the go, though. You're like, oh, okay, sure, yes, I can afford Chase Bank. I can afford that. Yeah.
The worst is when Chase texts me that your balance is low. I'm like, stop texting me. I'm at dinner right
sure?
now.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I always like the was this you? And I'm like, yes, yeah. Because for the special, I had to pay. Chose to.
Yeah.
I had a production designer help me with some stuff that I had a hospital gurney gets wheeled onto the stage. And I have a moment where Steph Tolev is playing me. She's dressed as me, and she's acting out the song as I'm singing it.
No way.
And part of the song is I die, and so there's a hospital gurney, and I flatline, and I die on stage, and having to rent a hospital gurney. Do you want to guess what they put on your credit card for just a wheelable hospital bed? Just
to rent it, the renting cost?
Just a rental. They do take off most of it, but it's we're gonna put the full amount.
The holding fee. Okay. I feel like this is high, but maybe it's maybe it's low. It's low. 700.
5,000.
Oh.
$5,000 on my credit card to rent a wheelable thing. I'm just like, okay,
Holy shit.
here's that. And how much of that will I? So, and it ends up like, it was probably like $500 or whatever. But it's like that. I just remember being like, what?
$5,000?
$5,000 as a holding.
I'm glad that was holding, and I'm glad Steph played you because that sounds so fucking funny.
And she has a big mustache too. Like she doesn't look anything like me. It's very. She kills it. She's so funny.
Did you have a hard time not laughing?
I'm laughing the whole time. I'm dying laughing. Yeah. It's mostly her. It's mostly focused on her.
Okay.
And so it's just me singing over. But a killer.
That's
the best.
Great. I can't wait. Well,
I'm excited for that to come out. It's very stupid.
Ooh, what are you doing? One of my favorite things about specials is the opening. Are you gonna just go right into it? Or
So that's been the hardest part. Kind of what I was telling you like before about like bits that work all the time.
Yeah.
My opener is the one that like falls a little flat. And so it's been this decision of like, do I? Because the beginning's so important. It's got to start with a bang. I've been like, we got to cut this down to where the energy feels right.
Yeah.
But that's what's been tough is like, I have like a cool drone shot outside and it looks cool. I'm happy with it. But like, I come in from the back of house too. So I'm like, come up through it. I got the Britney mic on.
Oh, nice.
But no, it looks good. But it is a bummer that like if I was gonna cut any part of the whole show, it would be literally the intro, which sucks.
My friend just shot a special, and he said a couple things. He said he learned from it. He said he learned so many things.
Yeah,
like
I'm sure. Me too.
I'm sure it seems
I would
like
do it so much smarter the next time. Yeah.
But why can't people write a book like all of our friends just get together and be like, let's save everyone who's already done this. But he said like he had to cut all of his first jokes, and he said like moving forward, I would do jokes that I don't want in the special first.
Right.
So then by the opening,
so that by the time you're in the meat of it, you're already kind of
going.
hot. Yeah.
If only
that makes sense.
Instagram should have called you guys and let you know.
And told you to post your manifestations on Threads. Insane. That's so unhinged.
I have to find I'll find the text.
Crazy though.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I don't like it.
I'm scared.
Post whatever your dreams are on Threads. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah. Well,
good times.
Well, thank you so much for doing it.
Thank you for having me.
Anything you'd like to plug?
I am going to, if you're in LA, I'm going to be premiering whatever this is, or at least clips of it, at Netflix is a Joke Fest.
Nice.
On Cinco de Mayo.
Ooh.
At the Kookaburra Lounge in Hollywood.
That'll
Brand
be
new place.
Good day for that.
It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. It's right across from the Dave & Buster's if you want to do some Dave & Buster's. Maybe do a little 2-for-1.
Yeah.
Bust out the power card. See some goofs.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah.
So you're going to post clips from it?
I think I'm going to do a live show with people that were involved with the special, like Steph Tolov and Lizzie Cooperman and all sorts of people I love. And and do a couple of we'll show a couple clips from the thing.
Little teaser.
That song is definitely going to be one of them.
Yay, I want to see it.
It's real dumb.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for doing it. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.